I try to think of a topic that's, appropriate, that you guys could sort of make some use out of, right? A functional topic. I can get really abstract and philosophical, where I start sort of just audibly daydreaming with other people, and that's never, I think, a good use of this time. So today we're going to talk about how it is you are setting your goals. We're going to talk about goals or mission in a desired sense and in an actual sense. What we want versus what we have. What we're planning on versus what we get. I'm going to use the analogy of shooting an arrow. If I were to draw a bow and I'm aiming for a target, let's say the nose, I want to hit that person, target, bullseye, exactly where my aim is set. My ability to hit it is going to be enhanced through training, enhanced through an understanding of a bunch of different factors, and I could probably do the best version of that shot when I take it. That is completely aside from and separate from the actual path of the arrow. I wanted to hit the target, but if it's going wide left, my intent is irrelevant. Okay? So I could train and I could sort of meet up, overlap, make congruent, reconcile what my intentions are and what the reality is after the fact through living a certain way, doing certain things, becoming better at that particular process. Well, that holds true for whatever it is that we're doing, right? So when people join the martial arts school, the jungle gym, you could ask 20 people what their goals are, and they'll give you 20 different answers. Some of them will have some overlap. Some of them will be completely different. Some of them will change after their first week of training, after their first 6 months of training. Right? When I first joined a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, way back when, I wanted to fight in a cage. Right? Like Hoist Gracie. I want to do that. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, okay, let me find a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu school. That's how I go to do that. I never knew that this was going to be a business. I was going to find my wife here. My kids were going to train. My entire social network. Like, I never knew that was going to happen. I wanted to fight. There was even a point in the path where I didn't want to fight anymore because of all these other things that I had no idea about when I first joined. Right? But the thing is, the whole time that I was training, my mind was open to the evolution of where I was aiming. Right? So you have people that join, I want to learn how to defend myself. Okay, well, are you training in a way that allows you to acquire that skill? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I just want to be able to defend myself. Okay, well, you're probably better off learning a knife system like Sayakali or doing some shooting, getting a pistol. If that is the only goal, if that's the only target. Well, I want to get in shape. Okay, well, are you training in a way that is allowing you to get in shape? Maybe yes, maybe no. But if you think about it, if that's your only goal, why not join a gym? Why not, get a personal trainer? Why not do something that just gives you that goal? Well, the thing is, there is no one-dimensional sort of linear way to look at what this process is. But it's important for us to constantly ask ourselves, what is it that we are doing? What is it that we are trying to accomplish? What target are we trying to hit? Did it change? Did it not change? Is it the same? Whatever that goal is, am I adjusting my training schedule to become congruent with that? Right? So I was talking with a student a couple of months ago, and this analogy is fresh in my head, so I'll use it. And the context was, how do you become better at something? And it was one of the students, who's not here right now, asked me, ironically, do you know another move from this particular position? Right? The move doesn't matter, position doesn't matter. I want another move. And I asked him, I said, okay, let's say I was a samurai, right? And I had to slay an enemy. And in the process of slaying that enemy, it took me 50 swings of my sword. 50 swings of my sword. I don't know, what kind of sword does a samurai have? Right. Right? 50 swings. And I told you, it took me 50 swings today. Well, tomorrow I have to slay another enemy. But I want to do it better than I did it today. Who here would think that better meant 51 swings? I think everybody would agree that better would be 49 swings. Better than that, 48 swings. Down to 1 swing. Why not? Right? Dead. Isn't that the best? Right? So when I look at people who are struggling, they want to fight, they want to get in shape, they want to get more self-confidence, even though they usually don't have the confidence to admit that. Right? Whatever their goal is, one of the things that I believe philosophically, one of the things that I've installed into the culture of the Jungle Gym, is we're always going to tell you to go to 49. We're always going to tell you to go to 48. We're always going to continue down because that is the process that actually makes you better. Now it gets back to the original, example that I was setting for you, the scenario of the arrow and the target. Some people will tell you, well, aim for that, and when you go wide left, they're going to tell you something that is the equivalent of moving the target for you. I'll just move it over. But what will happen is when you aim there, now it's going to be wide left again, because the process is flawed. I'm the one that's going to tell you to do what's necessary to get on the target that you are saying that you want to hit. Sometimes we may have to move the target, but we have to make the distinction between, are we moving the target because we can't hit it, or are we moving the target because it turns out that there is a target that we want to hit a little bit more? So where the target is and the process of hitting it are two different things. We conflate them. I had a competitor, a fighter, leave the school once. And when he left, one of his criticisms was he doesn't even spend time with me. He doesn't even spend time with me. Well, when he left, I think he was undefeated. When he left, he wasn't the best guy in the room. When he left, there were guys doing more than he was in terms of productivity, accomplishment. Wasn't spending time with them. But whatever the case was, taking the camera back, I was spending more time with him than I was spending at home with my kids, with other students. So he was getting relatively much more time than anybody else. But the thing is, he wasn't getting the results he wanted. He was getting frustrated. So he was looking to argue that the target needed to be moved. He couldn't just admit that he wasn't hitting the target. He couldn't sort of open his mind and expose himself to the fact, the possibility at a minimum, that he needed to just get better. Sometimes you just need to get better. It's not anybody else's fault. The one thing I say, if you suck, it's your fault. It's not my fault. Probably not even our fault. If you suck, it's your fault. I can't teach you anything. I can expose you to a process. You're saying, I'm here, I want to go there. I'm saying, oh, well, there is that way. I can't bring you there. I can't go there. You're the one that has to do it. But maintaining an honesty with yourself, where you are telling yourself, I need to improve. I need to open myself up to criticism, constructive criticism. Remove the emotion of it. It's not personal. The people here, think about it for a second. Why would we all not want you to be amazing? Why would I want my students to suck? Why would your training partners want to train in a school where everybody sucks? Doesn't make sense. So chances are, if that's what you're seeing, there might be some personal biases that you are convincing yourself that amounts to, I want the target moved. Make sense?